ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Yeah, there we go. Let's switch that up a bit. Welcome to All Elite Heat Podcast. I am joined by two of my nearest and dearest. Venomous Vincent, say what's up.
What's going on, guys? Hope everybody enjoyed watching AEW Dynamite tonight.
Cactus Caitie, say what's up.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you all thoroughly enjoyed the show tonight.
Another one of our nearest and dearest in the chat, Mad Dog Kelly. We miss you up here.
What's up, Mad Dog? Killed over there in AEW. Or, excuse me, NXT.
What, so did you guys watch All In?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Are we
actually
happy
watched
with
the matches together, didn't we?
Yes.
We did.
Anyways, so are we happy with the Hangman win?
Yes.
Yes, very so.
Are you
I
Brian
still can't
Cactus
believe.
Caitie? Sorry, go ahead.
I'm being held hostage. That's all. Don't mind me.
I am scratching my head still, trying to figure out how that belt fit in that briefcase.
It came out of the briefcase. I told you.
I know it did, but if you see how big the title is and you saw the curve on it, you have to scratch your head and go, how did that belt fit in that briefcase?
Are you body shaming the belt? How could you do this?
I am body. Yes, because here's the thing. Everybody says it every week. They were like, how did that belt fit in that briefcase? And I've heard it from so many people. And then all of a sudden, there it is. It comes out. I'm like, no way. How did that happen?
It's a Mary Poppins briefcase.
I bet you it is.
Speaking of,
you know what? There's some other things that are illusions. You know.
Mystical sound. I wish we could have that mystical sound.
I know. I really need my soundboard.
We needed that just now. Speaking of Hangman Adam Page, we opened the show with Hangman Adam Page. He gives his victory speech out in the ring. He thanks everybody who, well-deserved, and actually the crowd said it. You deserve it. But he's like, no, you guys deserve it. You guys are the ones that deserve it. You don't deserve to have a belt in a briefcase it can't fit in. You don't deserve that. You deserve to see this belt around my waist and people fighting for the title. And so he thanks everyone that helped him, including his arch nemesis, Swerve. He's not entirely sure why Swerve helped him, but he did. So he says thank you. Ospreay is not with us. He was stretchered out at All In after he interfered in the world title match. The Death Riders basically destroyed him, pummeled him, that kind of thing. So he was stretchered out. We don't see him anymore. I think that's definitely a work, unlike, maybe something else we'll speak about later in the show.
Real quick, I have a question for you, Sheriff. Do you think now that Jon Moxley has lost the title, do you think that we will see Jon Moxley right off in the sunset and be gone for a while? And and part B to this question, do you see the Death Riders continuing doing their madness without Jon Moxley?
I want to say yes. Not that I think that Moxley... it's hard for me to say that I think Moxley will go away, because I don't really see a scenario where that would work. Like I don't know what they would do to write him off television, so to speak.
Well, they did. He was obviously hurt, and so I mean, listen, you do know that he's probably going to be gone for a couple of weeks.
He may end up at WWE.
You might.
No, I don't see that being the case. I mean that I don't, because if his Death Riders are still going to be around, I don't see exactly what they do without him. Maybe because you have to do a thing where the Death Riders at some point, either some of them turn on him or they go babyface. Like the Death Riders without their leader is a bit directionless unless you're going to have somebody step up into that role and take them over. So it's hard. When I say it's hard for me to see a situation where he's written off, because without him, his faction is a bit directionless. I think we need to see more from him in the time being for that to make sense story-wise for them.
Didn't we see that, though, with Aleister Black when he left the House of Black and went to WWE?
Well, no, because to be honest, Malachi Black, that's who he was. The House of Black was directionless even when he was there. The only one that really had some kind of direction was Julia Hart, and she was barely with them to begin with. So it wasn't hard to kind of bounce. Well, no, it wasn't hard for him to leave because in reality, he wasn't leaving much behind. They needed to reinvent themselves regardless.
Okay. Well, you know what, David? I see your message. Welcome to the show. I am so glad that you were able to be all in Texas. And
I wish, David.
I know. We had the opportunity. We just couldn't quite make it this year, but maybe next year. I loved the enthusiasm that they were showing. The crowds were extremely loud. I heard
25,000 people in the.
It was a great sellout.
Well, you better stay. It's gonna stay on your nerves because listen, they hurt people. But any thoughts on the opening segment for Hangman?
You know what? I'm happy. I'm happy for him. I'm very excited for them, and we see him again later in the main card event. So,
I am just happy that he's now turned back to the fans. I feel like for a long time he was against the fans and said certain things to make them believe that he was a bad guy. So I am glad to see now that we will not see a champion that does not hold a title in his hand or around his waist. We're going to see a guy that hopefully will have the title for a little bit. But I feel like last time Jon Moxley had the title, they made it very short for his run.
He had it for 252 days.
That's like 100 days away from a year. Not bad.
Not bad, but
did you get to watch any of Evolution 2? No, because I was watching All In. Had a good women's match too, but WWE was better. Mad Dog Kelly, I'm removing your comment.
Wow. He's gone for 2 weeks and he's betrayed us.
You see how people switch up on you? Like, listen, I'm sure. Well, by the way, the entire show was women's matches, so I don't doubt that they probably had the better women's matches just because they had more of them. But
and we all know the women's matches are the best right now.
I did enjoy the first Evolution, many years back. I was shocked that they didn't do it again.
Like 6 years ago.
It's kind of annoying that, they only did it again so they could counter-program AEW. That is a little bit annoying. But I will at some point go back and watch it. I just haven't had time to. But I did hear it was good. I think it was Io Sky versus
Bailey.
Was it Bailey?
Bailey was there.
Versus Io Sky, Bailey, and Becky.
I heard that match.
I just said Bailey.
Hangman got helped by a guy whose house he burnt down. He does that. How does that make sense? That was a long time ago. Okay, you need to let that hurt go. Let bygones be bygones. That house burned down months ago. Okay, they've moved past it. All right. Swerve spoke to Hangman's baby, and now he spoke him into the world title. You see, this is growth. All right. In AEW, we grow as people. Speaking of growing as people, Kyle Fletcher.
Oh, good God.
Made no sense. But, he did get a nice win here. He faced Mascara Dorada. My friend told me that Dorada means gold. So I don't know why his mask isn't gold, but I guess we'll see. This was a bit of a squash match. He did lose was it a 4-way or a triple threat? I forget, but he lost the TNT title match.
The 4-way?
It was a 4-way, right? And then Dustin Rhodes actually won that match. I thought that Fletcher would win, but I get it. Dustin's on a retirement tour. It is what it is. But any words about Fletcher here?
I mean, I think the biggest question we have to talk about is, which I think we skipped over, which I know you're going to probably talk about, but I feel like we should have brought up at the beginning of the show. What led to Dustin winning the title was that Adam Cole, we don't know exactly if he's retiring or just going away for a while. My question to the sheriff is, how do you? I mean, they say they stripped him from the title, which is not true. He gave the title up. But my question is, how do you go from giving the title up to letting 3 people that did not qualify for this title face for the title?
Well, actually, they were all supposed to be getting a title shot, but the fact that
yes, you're right. But my question to you is that if I gave my title up tonight, how do you honestly pick who goes for the title if there's nothing? Like, okay, so for me, I'm so used to seeing in different organizations either like King of the Ring or Royal Rumble or something, a triple threat, whatever the case is, a match that leads up to who wins to face for the title. They had none of that. Adam Cole forfeited the title, and they put 3 people supposedly going that should be for the title. So my question to you is, yes, some of them should have been, but this match was just thrown together.
Well, that's called like an audible.
Yes, it is.
They didn't predict that Adam Cole was going to have a career-threatening injury, which is of course very, very sad. But instead of, because we've seen that happen, I think when Becky got injured, she just gave the title to Asuka. Isn't that what happened?
When was this?
That was in WWE when Becky got injured. Or was she pregnant and she was leaving? Something like that, to where
she didn't just give the title to Asuka.
I think that is what. Maybe I'm misremembering that.
Where's Mad Dog? Where's Mad Dog?
Yeah, I do think that that's exactly what happened. She gave the title to Asuka, and then Asuka was she just was like, "You're the champion now." Instead of doing that, they could have gave the title to Fletcher. It's like, okay, these are all of our number 1 contenders, or these are all of our contenders for the title. These are people in line for the title. Let's have them battle it out to be the next champion. Or you could have done that interim champion thing mess, but I don't think it would have worked if you're having an indefinite injury, meaning there's no guarantee that you will come back, and even if you do, it'll probably be. She did vacate it to Asuka. Yeah, she just gave it to Asuka.
Thank you, Willie.
That was like some years ago. I was actually even still watching the E then. I don't remember. But
how does that even happen though? Like that, you can just give your title to somebody and they let that happen.
I'll shoot them some bail because it's audible. But I don't think you should just give it. I think you should have had like 2 people fight, maybe the 2 top contenders. But I understood it. You can't predict that she was injured or she was pregnant. You didn't plan for that. You can't predict that, so you got to go with what it is.
I mean,
I don't think that there's
some people know what it's like to get a participation award here. Okay, let's just go with that.
I've never had.
Speaking of a participation award, the Young Bucks are no longer EVPs because they lost their match at All In. They lost to Swerve and Ospreay.
Yes,
so they had to give up their EVP titles. So as a consolation, they can't ride in their limo anymore. Got destroyed by Swerve. That was on the last Dynamite. So they're driving around in a Nissan.
But hold on. Did you guys look? I don't know if you guys watched AEW All In. At the end of All In, when Swerve and Hangman were fighting, there was one part when the Young Bucks came in and they still called them EVPs. Not knowing if they did it on purpose or if they did it on accident. So my question to you was, do you believe...
Who called them EVPs?
It was either Tony... No, it was either...
Someone on commentary?
Yes, they called them EVPs. They're like, here comes the EVPs. Go back and listen to it.
I don't remember that.
I will pull the clip up next week. But my question to you is, knowing that you don't know, and if it was true, was that a mistake, or is this just a swerve to immediately, you said Nick Jackson's hurt, right?
Well, they doubled down on them no longer being EVPs. The commentary, the announcers, they all doubled down on them no longer being EVPs, and it's a big part of the storyline of the show. So I'm just going to chalk that up to it being a misspeak. Yeah.
If it's true.
Yeah, if that happened, it was probably just a misspeak. I don't think that it's a swerve. I don't think it's a, no pun intended. I don't think it's a swerve. I think they lost their EVP titles in the match, and that's legitimately what happened. So then they'll continue the story from there. Yeah.
I mean, but let's be honest. The end game of the end game of that was that I don't know if it was Nick or Matt. One of them were hurt, and one of them has to get surgery. So for them to go away,
I remember that. Yeah.
That had to happen.
It's like a way to write them off. Even though I don't think losing your EVP title means that you should leave. But
but that's what they did.
That. Yeah, it is probably building to that. I thought Excalibur might have said EVPs, but I'm not sure myself. Mad Dog Kelly, but I just remembered he was on the winning team. He was watching All In that day.
You didn't watch it?
Huh?
You didn't watch it?
No, I watched it.
We all did.
But Mad Dog, instead of watching, something else, wasn't there an NXT?
On the weekend of wrestling.
Yeah, he watched the right show. He watched AEW's version of WrestleMania. He watched All In, which was a great show. But speaking of the Young Bucks, so Don Callis, he wants to get them in on his team. He wants them to join the Don Callis family, but the Bucks are very much against it. They don't want to do that. We'll see. Maybe we see them have a change of heart if they keep, losing and stuff. So, speaking of factions, we have the Hurt Business or Syndicate, right? MVP is speaking. They're doing a bit of an interview, and then MJF, he is very, very happy to have won the Casino Gauntlet match. So he has that contract that he can cash in at any time. To take Hangman Adam Page's world title. He says he's happy that Hangman won because he feels like he has something to prove against Hangman. And he says with Jon Moxley, it would have been more of like a like he would have been beating someone who's over the hill anyway because it's been so long. Bless you, or
you didn't see that coming. Who didn't see that coming?
Didn't see what coming?
Who didn't see MVP winning that?
You mean MJF?
Was there anybody else that you thought was going to win that match?
I'm trying to remember who was in the match.
Briscoe.
Yeah, but let's be honest.
Wait, was Ricochet in that match, or was he in?
Yeah, Ricochet was in that match.
Ricochet could have won. I could have seen that, especially because Hangman is a babyface.
Now let's be honest. Out of all the people, I think Bandito was in there. Ricochet was in there.
I know Anthony Bowens was in there.
Yeah, none of those guys. Yeah, none of those guys in there. Nobody gave. Here's what made me wonder what's really going on in AEW. Is that we kept hearing, I kept hearing from several sources that will we see anybody from WWE that got released after their 90-day clause show up at NXT All In? Or AEW All In.
No one said that.
That is not true.
What we were waiting for, I wanted to see. What we were saying is Eddie Kingston going to show up in the Casino Gauntlet match?
Absolutely
or
not.
Is Jack Perry going to show up in the Casino Gauntlet?
None of those guys.
Or is Darby Allin going to return in the main event? No. That's what we were waiting. No one was. No, that's absolutely.
There was one person.
We did get Darby Allin.
We were waiting for stuff that had to do with the actual story, or guys that we have seen that we know are injured that we really like Eddie Kingston, people who dropped off the face of the planet like Jack Perry. No one was thinking, they haven't even released anybody of note recently.
Hold on. That's not true.
Who?
There was two people in mind that 3 of the sources said that might show up. One was Braun Strowman.
Absolutely not. No one.
How is that absolutely not? He's out of his contract.
I'm going to tell you straight up, Braun Strowman is not going to AEW because Braun Strowman and AEW do not mesh for reasons that we probably should not get into on this.
And then next week, you're going to get slapped in the face. It's not going to happen. TV.
I would bet money that's never.
And Baron Corbin.
No one was clamoring for Baron Corbin to be in AEW.
It doesn't matter. Nobody.
I think that's possible. But you're saying that the talk was everyone saying is Baron Corbin going to show up? That is just absolutely not true.
Baron Corbin. But
this is absolutely not true. I forgot that he was even released. I think Baron Corbin is more of a possibility than Braun Strowman, but I'm not like no one was thinking, oh my goodness, is Braun Strowman going to show up at All In? We were thinking, is Darby Allin going to return in the main event? We were thinking, is Eddie Kingston going to be the Joker in the Casino Gauntlet match? Nobody was thinking about Baron Corbin. WWE fans didn't even like Baron Corbin. There's no shade. I don't dislike Baron Corbin, but
hold on. Let's ask this question. Who in their right mind, okay, when he showed up, people were shocked. But now, after so many months of him being there, who actually gives a fuck about Ricochet? Nobody.
No. That's not true. A lot of people care about Ricochet. A lot of people care about Ricochet.
Sheriff, you're lying to yourself.
I'm not. I'm going to tell you that a lot of people care about Ricochet. Ricochet is one of the most talked about AEW wrestlers on social media.
Sheriff, you're lying to yourself because
it's a fact.
If that's the truth, they would use Ricochet more than they use now, and they're not even using
They use Ricochet a lot.
On promos. On promos, they use him.
No. They use him in matches too. Ricochet basically wrestles weekly. I don't understand. What are we talking about here?
You're lying to yourself.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If we went to Venomous Vincent, if we went to cage match right now, do you think that it would show that Ricochet wrestles almost, if not weekly? Do you think it would show that?
No.
Okay, so let's do that.
Because I'm going to tell you this right now. I've watched 2 weeks in a row, and I don't remember seeing Ricochet.
Let's see.
I did not remember seeing.
Okay,
I could be wrong, but listen. That's what I mean, though.
Okay, so they didn't update for today yet, but Casino Gauntlet, that was his last match, and then we saw him at the Dynamite before that. He faced Blake Christian, and then we saw him at the Dynamite before that. He defeated.
Was he on tonight?
Or no, he lost to Jet Speed. He teamed with AR Fox.
Yeah, he lost.
And then we saw him at the what show is that? Oh, that's New Japan. Let me look down.
Exactly.
Okay,
if they gave a shit about Ricochet, you wouldn't be losing to people like Jet Speed. I'm gonna tell you that.
Wait, hold on. Jet Speed is someone that they're literally giving they're a prominent tag team on the show.
Why would I'm saying? But listen, Sheriff, you have to understand something.
Ricochet makes her say that's what I mean by he's one of the most talked about wrestlers on social media.
I don't know.
You know what, Mad Dog? You are right. Cope came back at All In, and we saw him tonight.
That's true.
You are so right. He had a standing evocation tonight. He was a little emotional, wouldn't you think, Sheriff?
Who, Cope?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was emotional at the reaction tonight.
Yeah. It was pretty amazing.
And we saw him come back at All In to help Christian, but, we'll see later tonight that he didn't really do that to help Christian. By the way, speaking of Jet Speed, because when we were off on that tangent, we just brought up Jet Speed. So the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander, they teamed up to take on Jet Speed, Brandito and Brody King. Hechicero? I think Hechicero teamed with Bucks and Alexander, yeah. Any thoughts on this match?
No.
The Young Bucks, so they actually, because we spoke about them no longer being EVPs, that means they no longer have their pyro. They didn't get their pyro. When they were introduced, Justin Roberts was like, former EVPs used to be EVPs, not EVPs anymore. Former EVPs. He put a little sauce on it, and then commentary is like, if they were still EVPs, they probably would have fined Justin Roberts, if not fired him. But because they no longer have their power, everybody's kind of getting their licks in and getting their get back. So this was more of a match to just kind of get people on the show and I guess drive home that aspect, because now they're like regular wrestlers. They got to fight, and also to cement the I guess relationship between Don Callis and the Young Bucks. Even though they don't want to join the Don Callis family, they still have some association with them. Don Callis is trying to get them in on or if it is.
He had a lot of meetings tonight.
Sheriff, this is what I like about AEW, is that
you like something about AEW?
Hold on. Hold on. This is what I like about AEW, is that they have a lot of top teams. They have Young Bucks, they have FTR, the list goes on and on. The what are they called? The Blade Runners?
The Outrunners.
Outrunners. But my thing is that they turn these two guys that honestly are probably about $1.25 wet if they were both together. Like these two skinny shrimp guys, and they turn them.
Are you talking about Jet Speed?
Yeah, these two losers. Okay, these two losers. They turn these two.
Knight is a legitimate 6'2".
I mean, listen, you can say he's a 6'300". It doesn't matter. These guys are a bunch of nobodies. They probably come from nobodies, and they probably have been in the indie scene for probably 25 years. What I'm saying to you is that what AEW does differently than WWE does, which I commend on them, is that they take people that, not only do they have the biggest roster probably of all time between WCW and WWE, because all AEW does is buy wrestlers up and not use them. That's what Tony Khan does the best. Tony Khan will probably have between 250 to 300 wrestlers on his roster, and probably about 150 of those guys don't even see the light of day unless they're going on Ring of Honor. So what he does is he shuffles these guys from Ring of Honor to AEW, okay? And when they start getting momentum because these fans, they start seeing something they like, they start cheering for him. Now, Jet Speed is no different than any other wrestling people from NXT. They decide, well, they're getting a lot of push, so let's push these guys. But realistically, these guys couldn't hold the jockstrap of Edge or Adam Copeland.
Thank you, Shay. I don't know if you're Mike Bailey. I've seen him many times in House of Glory. Also, Mike Bailey.
You can talk about
Mike Bailey is someone that WWE wanted to sign. Actually, that TNA also wanted to sign. Clearly, they're not nobodies if they're on the radar of the 3 now biggest wrestling companies in the United States.
Who's 3?
TNA is 3.
No, he's not. They're not 3. You think TNA's 3?
Yeah. Who do you think is 3?
Not.
Who do you think is 3?
You listen.
Wait. No, I know. Serious question. Who's
hold on?
Wait.
No, they're not 3. I'm gonna tell you why they're not 3.
Who's 3?
No, they're not 3. I'm gonna tell you why they're not 3. You're one of the wrestling fans. You're one of the ones out there that all the people out there that have that they think they're wrestling fans, but they're not. No. That WWE has already bought TNA. It's just not announced yet. I'm telling you.
Hold on, Vince.
There's no hold on.
No. I want to tell you to hold on.
This is true.
Hold on, Vince. I want to tell you to hold on because I want to be very, very clear. I actually don't disagree.
Oh, okay. You believe
but the reason that I said that is because it's not announced yet. But I've said many times on this show, WWE is buying TNA. And I also find it funny when people are like, TNA is number 2. I'm like, that's just never going to be the case. Number 1, by no metric is TNA beating AEW in anything. In no metric. Like literally 0 metrics. And number 2, TNA is going to be absorbed into WWE sooner rather than later, meaning that it will never be able to count as a number 2 because it's part of the number 1. That's like saying NXT is number 2. NXT is a subsidiary of WWE. So I don't disagree with you. However, as it stands now, TNA is considered independent just by it's the fact of the matter now. So that's why I would put them as number 3.
Okay, hold on. Okay, all right. So you're gonna put it at 3. So here's my question to you.
Yeah.
And this goes out to anybody else that's listening that wants to comment, because this is an all across the board question. If you could name one entity in TNA, one, it could be a tag team, it could be a trios, whatever you want. What one entity does TNA have that's holding them on? Who do they have that people...
Joe Hendry.
I would question Joe Hendry. You know what I would question him with? The biggest tag team that they have right now.
That TNA has?
Yes.
Who is that?
The biggest tag team that should be in the Hall of Fame right now.
Oh, are you talking about the Motor City Machine Guns?
Fuck no. No. They should be... No, they should be...
the Hardy Boys. No, that doesn't... I don't know if that really counts. I don't know if that really counts.
What are you talking about? I'm going to tell you this right... Listen. All right, hold on, Sheriff. I'm going to tell you this right now.
Because I don't think that they can build around the Hardy Boys. They're kind of...
Hold on, Sheriff. I'm going to tell you this right now. When I went to TNA, when they came to Orlando and did 2 shows a couple months ago, at the end of the show, there was 2 people that you could meet. Joe Hendry and the Hardys. I met them both. But I'm going to tell you this right now. The line for the Hardys, both nights, exceeded anything that Joe Hendry could ever do. And these 2 guys...
I've had that similar experience trying to meet the Hardys. These
guys
out of this world.
Stayed until 3 o'clock in the morning, and the signing started at 10, to meet every single fan there. Joe Hendry wasn't going to do that. No matter if you can hear or say his name, he was not going to sit there and stay till 3 o'clock in the morning like the Hardys. The Hardys, I'm telling you right now, number one, they should... Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's a shame that they put the Dudleys in the Hall of Fame before the Hardys, because the Hardys were actually made in WWE, okay? The Dudleys were made in ECW. They came over just like Harley, like any of those guys. So for them to put the Dudleys in before the Hardy Boys is a damn shame, because those guys right now integrated the ladder match, TLC match. Those guys should be in the Hall of Fame.
But you do know why that was, though, right?
Please tell me why the Hardy Boys. Please tell me why the Dudleys are in the Hall of Fame, not the Hardy Boys.
Because for many, many years, Jeff Hardy was not only in TNA, he was having substance abuse issues. Matt Hardy was also in, and so they weren't going to put an active TNA talent in the Hall of Fame. And also, I think that they wanted to get Jeff out of a dark place before they shined a spotlight on him.
I get that.
I think they would have gone in a long time ago if circumstances were different.
I get that. But, I mean, let's be honest. Let anybody else who can comment, you can. Do you honestly really, really, really think if both teams were as healthy as they were today, do you honestly really think that the Dudley Boys deserve to be in the Hall of Fame before the Hardys if they both were healthy? Do you honestly think that?
I'll say no on a very basic level, but I don't really see it like that. Like the people who go into the Hall of Fame, it's not really like a race. It's not like, oh, I need to go in first. Well, first of all, the Hall of Fame, there's a lot of people in the Hall of Fame who really just don't need to be there. And they were there before people who I do think deserves to be there. So it's not really a race in that way. It's more so like you need to go in at some point. It's not really like, oh, I can't put this person in until that person goes in. It's not really like that. Because Triple H, for all intents and purposes, should have been in there many, many years ago. But it's not really...
Way long ago.
Yeah. So
all right, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to break this up a little bit with a
commercial. It wasn't my fault.
It's my fault.
No shit. And we will be right back.
Who do you think is like the most over? Like if I were to roll up into like people in the street, like name me somebody from WWE that's a guy or male wrestler.
Does Roman count?
Roman counts.
But he's the most over by far.
Do you think Rhea is more over than Roman?
I think it's a conversation, but no, I don't.
What about Randy Orton? Do you think Rhea Ripley is more over than Randy Orton?
No. But Randy's
That's nonsense. Yes, she is. Absolutely, she is more. Right now, in this period of time, yes.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. I don't even see why you would say that.
totally. What has Randy Orton done in the last 3 years?
Doesn't matter. He's still Randy Orton. Randy Orton is this generation.
It does matter. It does.
Cody, Punk, Jay, and of course Sami Zayn.
Old people know Randy Orton because they've been watching since Cena was a champion. Cody is all right. Let's do Cody. Is Rhea more over than Cody?
Yes,
I agree.
I think she gets a louder ovation than Cody Rhodes.
I agree. Do we do Punk?
That's debatable to me. I'm going to say no, but that's debatable.
I think she's more over than Punk.
But you think she's
except for in Chicago. Chicago.
You think she's more over than Jay?
I do.
Bold.
I think. Are you? Come on, please.
Mad Dog Kelly said it. He put it.
It's not even a question. Like Mad Dog Kelly.
Cody is over.
Sami Zayn should not even be in this conversation.
Rated R Raw review.
Monday nights.
Our
number one show on our channel.
CM Punk. Interesting take. Anyways,
right?
While you guys cope with that take from Steve, we got Cope returning to Dynamite. He talks about why he came down to help Christian Cage. He said it's not really to, help him. He says Christian actually made his life miserable in AEW and didn't want to team with him, even though, he wanted to kind of rekindle what they had, their friendship. Christian kind of threw that back in his face. So, he says, he wants his homie, his old buddy to find himself. Stokely Hathaway comes down because, Cope had some words for
security.
FTR. With security, that wasn't much of a security. But he bless you, Cactus Caitie. That wasn't much of a security. So, he says he wants to get his hands on FTR, but Stokely's like, actually, you will be fired if you interfere with FTR's matches or if you attack them. So, that won't be happening. And then, Cope finds a little loophole. He's like, well, that stipulation, that doesn't mention anything about you. I can attack you. And then the security kind of scurries away. And, Cope gets to hit a little bit of a spear on Stokely Hathaway. So he gets a little bit of a comeuppance against him.
Oh, yeah.
We got another segment after it's a small one. Mike Briscoe talked about MJF. And how MJF kind of dodged him a bit in the Casino Gauntlet match at All In. He says he's not done with them. He says they're just getting started because, he invoked his brother's name. So he still has a bone to pick with MJF. He doesn't really care that he lost the match. He just wanted to whoop MJF's ass. So it is what it is. Any thoughts on those two segments?
No, I loved the Cope segment. I loved when FTR Stokely walked out. I really thought it was going to be FTR that walked out instead of Stokely with his 7 security guards, something like that. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But, no, it was good. I'm trying. It's not my night.
It's okay. It wasn't a good night for Queen Aminata, Chris Statlander, and Willow Nightingale either because this was a fatal 4-way for a $100,000 cash prize. Statlander actually posted on Twitter that she was going to give part of that money to her bad bitches, and then she was going to give another part of that money to donate to animal cruelty, and the rest was going to go into the pocket of Daddy Stat, which is being her. But she didn't win. So actually, we got Sky Blue and Julia Hart. They interfered in the match on behalf of Thekla, the Spider, who ended up actually winning this match. And then she actually hit Queen Aminata with a curb stomp that looked pretty personal. I think we're going to see more between them two. Queen Aminata has really stepped up since we unfortunately saw Jamie Hayter get injured. And Willow Nightingale is one of, if not my favorite woman in AEW besides maybe Toni Storm. So I always want to see her win, but it's fine if,
I want to think about Willow Nightingale. I feel like out of all the women in AEW, I feel like Willow Nightingale actually gives a shit. Like, she tries her hardest no matter what. And her title loss probably beginning of the year where she only had it for so many months was a shame because, you watch this Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné match. Listen, I don't care what any of you haters out there have to say. Okay, go watch the last 3 Mercedes Moné matches. If you guys do not see this, you all are blind. Okay, she is not wrestling the same way she was in WWE. Like, if you cannot see that, you need to go to 2020 Eyeglass Superstore and get some glasses, because I'm going to tell you what, when she faced Toni Storm this past Saturday All In, there were so many mistakes that she made in that match, again and again and again. I don't know what you guys with the CEO, I don't understand why this CEO is so jammed down your throat that you don't see that she's not the same wrestler. She doesn't need 7 belts because she doesn't deserve 7 belts. Okay? So any of you haters out there think she can. I'm going to tell you right now, she couldn't hold the jockstrap of any of the ex-wrestlers that wrestled in WWE.
Compared to her, you're new to this. I know. He keeps on saying you define just what a loser is. And when the end of the, I got a lot of like enough to do with I was in the ring, what the other doing.
Oh, Fernando says you sounded like a hater, Vince.
I am a hater because she's no good. You guys think she's good?
Oh, she's no good? Mercedes not good at all?
No, she's not good.
I have a question. Why does every single... Okay, not every single. Why do the promoters that put their money, time, and energy into booking these shows and giving her titles, the fans who put their time, money, and energy into going to see her, why do they all disagree with you?
Because they're brainwashed. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're brainwashed. Listen, Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks...
Well, this is the Elite Heat Podcast, so...
Whatever you want to call her, I don't care if you call her My Little Pony with 7 belts. I don't care what you call her. They're going to put they're going to put belts on whoever is the biggest and on the top. Okay? For some odd reason, I don't know what it is, but Mercedes Moné is on the top, but she doesn't wrestle like she's on the top. And if you guys aren't seeing this, you might not be watching the same channel, and I suggest you all to rewatch the match with Toni Storm, because I'm going to tell you, I've watched the match 2 times now, and I'm going to tell you what.
It was a great match.
Hey, listen, it's not a bad match. It's not a bad match at all. It's a great match. But I'm going to tell you this right now. When you see a girl like Toni Storm put her finishing move, Storm Zero, 3 times in a row, back to back to back, okay? Toni, listen, Mercedes Moné's not doing 3 moves back to back to back. She's not even trying. She can't even put her stupid move. What do you call it? It was called the bank statement. What do you call it now? The bank out? What do you call it now?
I'm not sure.
Well, whatever it is. She can't even put that goofy move on anybody. Because every time she does it, she mishaps and she locks her arm in the wrong position and she ends up slipping every single time. If you don't believe me, go back and watch it. I see it every single time. She is not the same wrestler as she was when she left WWE.
Do you think that she was good in WWE?
I think she was great in WWE. I think she was great. But I'm going to tell you what. Her ego got the best of her. And what her and Naomi did was a bunch of cowards that said, oh, we're not getting paid enough, and you skipped over us, and now we're the tag team champions at WrestleMania. So what did they do? They cried like little bitches, and they ran off in the sunset like a bunch of cowards.
That's totally not what happened. Especially you. This is what I'm going to tell you right now.
Happened,
no, hold on a second. Because I let you ISO for a bit, and I let you go in on our Queen CEO, okay? If you want to say what you want to say about Mercedes, I totally disagree with you, but I understand that people don't like. It is natural, especially a woman, when she has a history of being outspoken, of standing up for herself and not settling for less. I understand people building resentment toward that because it's natural. It happens. You can't say that about Naomi. Sasha did not walk out by herself. She walked out with Naomi, who is a known company woman who put up with a lot of shit before she went about things. Clearly something happened for not just Sasha, but Naomi to make the same decision that Sasha did on that day. And Naomi didn't immediately... Go ahead.
I'll tell you what it was. They both think they're worth more than that they are. That's a problem.
You think that Naomi, someone who was in that company for years, settling for less and being a company woman, she took everything on the chin. You think that she walked out simply because she just had an ego? You think that Naomi has an ego? Yes. You think that Naomi has an ego?
Yes.
What has she done to show you that except stand up for herself once?
I'm gonna tell you why. Who's her husband?
Oh, wait. What does that have to do?
Jay?
Thank you, Cactus Caitie. What did that have to do?
Who's her husband?
What does that have to do? Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso. Okay. But what does that have to do with the fact that she didn't like? Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what it has to do is that the Usos have been a dominant tag team in the WWE for over almost 20 years now, okay? Maybe 15, maybe less. I'm going to tell you this right now. Naomi thinks because of that her career is just as good as her husband's, okay? But what she doesn't know and doesn't realize is that her title win at Evolution was not supposed to happen, and the reason why they did it was because of something happened in the... I forget what it was. I'm going to go back and read it. But I did read from several sources that she was not supposed to win and cash in Money in the Bank. It was an audible...
boy.
Huh?
Okay, Venomous Vincent. If Naomi doesn't take that step to stand up for herself, go elsewhere, bet on herself, and show that she can sustain... it's not like, oh, I need WWE. Naomi went to TNA and had a very great one.
And she did great.
Do you think that she's in the position she's in now if she doesn't take that step to bet on herself and show that?
No, I agree with you.
So clearly, that's not her having an ego. That's her taking her career into her own hands and grabbing the brass ring. Yes. Whenever a woman wants to grab the brass ring, she's a bitch.
Right.
And her husband.
You're 100% right.
But when you have people like, not me, I'm not going to go in on CM Punk right now. I'm not going to do it right now. But I just don't see how listen, I disagree about Mercedes. I like Mercedes. I think she's very good. And I disagree that she's a diva. I think she just knows who she is, and I think she knows her value. But she has more of a history of doing stuff like that. So I'm going to say, if you feel that way, you feel that way. However, it is a fact that Naomi never, ever did anything like that in her career. And she, one time, was like, this is some bullshit. I'm going to stand up for myself. It's easy for you to write off Mercedes as, oh, she was just mad and she was just, okay, but it wasn't just her. Naomi was there too. And Naomi, you can't say that about her. Clearly, there was valid reasons for why they did what they did.
Okay, you're right, Sheriff. You're absolutely right. But here's what I'm going to give you an rebuttal about, is that these two women walked out on the tag team championships. So it was not like they had nothing for them for 3 months and they sat and did nothing. These women, no matter how powerful they think they are and how great these women think they are, does not give them the right to walk out on a company that's given them a storyline with the tag team women's
I have a question. Do you remember what WWE said about those tag team championships when those two walked out?
No, I don't.
They said that Naomi and Sasha walked out on our TV show where they cosplay as champions. It's a fake championship, and they expected us to take them serious as champions when they are not. How dare they expect us to take the titles that WWE in their statement after they walked out. They said that Naomi and Sasha were unprofessional. They let down the audience because they want to be taken serious as champions on our TV show. When this is a fake, how dare you want to be taken serious as championships? But now you're saying, oh, we gave you the championships. This is such a great position. Why are you acting like we didn't do anything for you? You didn't even take those titles seriously. That's why we walked out. And when we walked out, you're like, how dare you expect us to take the title seriously? If you don't take the title seriously and you give me the title, that means you don't take me seriously. They could not even get storylines for competitors for that title. So I said, I ain't wasting years of my career on this bullshit. I'm going out. And Naomi was like, I'm not wasting more years of my career on this bullshit. I'm going to go elsewhere and do something real.
Who's tag team champions now?
I don't watch the WWE. I don't. You know that. I don't know. You know I don't watch.
All right. Listen, let's go back in AEW. Let's go back.
I want to shout out a few things because I've seen this happen a couple times. The most memorable ones, in my opinion, was one, Bianca Belair getting her ass whooped in the middle of the ring in a figure 8 leg lock, and Rhea Ripley comes out and still had to do her whole entrance with a leg thing. Number 2, Matt Hardy getting his ass whooped in AEW, and Jeff Hardy still had to come out and get his dancing going on. And this one, John Cena getting beat up in the middle of the ring, and Vince I'm a big Pizza fan. I'm a huge Pizza fan. See how look at bro. What the fuck are you doing? Even Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, BBBR, were in the ring. They stopped to give him some respect. And then why is he doing that? Fuck it. I'm just going to run. Braun just said, fuck it. I'm going to go beat his ass. And Braun Breaker said, I'm going to go outside. It made no sense. They still got his ass whooped. Sammy had to come save him. I haven't seen Pizza do something so stupid since he got eliminated for the Royal Rumble. They try to play it off. Bottom line is, I was so disappointed. That will never go down in the history of me. My man literally came out. You might as well have your pyro, bro. You might as well do this.
Yeah. I mean, it was no ref in the ring, so I get it.
So the ref would have woke up.
The exec and the Z is silent. That was a funny commercial. Okay, back into AEW. Speaking of the women, speaking of Mercedes money, as Toni Storm put it, she thanks Mercedes money for a great rematch. She did win the title. Or she said she would give her a great match. She did win the title, and she says that she would give her a rematch if she wanted. That's down the line. But, unfortunately, Luther, her butler, was injured in the line of duty, as she calls it. And it requires some kind of reattachment surgery. That was concerning. But then we got Athena. She's with Billy Starks. And as we know, Athena is still the Ring of Honor women's champion. But she also won the women's casino gauntlet match at All In. So she holds that chance at a world title shot at any time. And she tells Toni Storm she's coming for her. She wants to win the title. She might even end up being a double champion. Who knows? So Toni Storm says she's ready. She welcomes the challenge. She's a fighting champion. So she's like, so be it. I guess we'll see. And so she welcomes a rematch with Mercedes. She welcomes a match with Athena down the line whenever that happens. And then we got another segment. This was backstage. We heard from the matriarchy. It's no longer the patriarchy. They expelled Christian Cage.
The father figure.
They got rid of their father. They sent him out to get milk. Did that turn shock me?
Yes.
No.
Not really. They were building to it for a while, so not really. I didn't know all the way if it would happen then, but I did have an inkling, so I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And we know that Nick Wayne, he's the Ring of Honor TV champion. He won the title. That was something actually that Christian Cage set up for him, but they had a plan for Christian Cage to win the world title because he won the Casino Gauntlet match. I think that was last year. But when he cashed in not the way that they planned. He did a triple threat with John and Cope because he just didn't want to see Adam Copeland win the world title before him. So he cashed in to kind of ruin the match, and then he lost the match. It was a triple threat. He lost the match, which means Copeland lost too. It was a whole shit show. That wasn't part of the plan, and ever since then they said that Christian has been going kind of rogue and not really being the father figure they need him to be. So they got rid of Papa. They got rid of Daddy. Mother
Wayne. Dad,
Yes. Mother Wayne's like, these are my boys. Kip Sabian's her adopted son, technically. Nick Wayne is her actual son, and they're gonna go forward together. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But any words on those two segments?
No. I think it touched home for a lot of people, and I wish him the best of luck.
Correct. Okay, then we got a squash match. Okada.
This match lasted 10 seconds.
Who did he face again? I don't remember.
Okada and the Rainmaker.
No, Okada is the Rainmaker.
Okay,
but who did he face? I don't remember. It was a squash match. But yeah, so Okada he won his match, and then he called out Swerve Strickland because Swerve, screwed the Young Bucks at All In, and he's like, you screwed over my friends. You're he loves that.
What a Rafael Quintero?
Who? Quentin Tarantino?
Quentin Tarantino, the great director?
And so Swerve heard his name, and
the most important part of this match was
his name, and he appears. So he comes out and he's like, yeah, I did do that.
Dressed to the nines.
Oh yeah, he was. He had the sparkling suit on, and he came out to a great ovation. The crowd was like, "Whose house Swerve?"
Yeah.
He's very over in this building. He's very over pretty much in every building that they go to. Swerve is probably one of their top baby faces. He went from their top heel to their top baby face, like that. It's kind of impressive. He's like, yeah, I did that, and what are you gonna do about it? And Okada just kind of leaves the ring, so he punked him a little bit. But that says to me that maybe Swerve is gonna get a chance at the unified title. The Continental and International title is now unified because Okada did defeat Omega at All In. And so who knows? Maybe that'll be next. Maybe that'll be next for Okada.
Sheriff, what do you think about Swerve being the champion? Did you like it?
I like it.
You mean when he was world champion?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
He's chilling now like a snowman.
Wait. Hold on. So Katie said yes, but you didn't seem too sold on it. What didn't you not like it?
It's not that I didn't like it. I just there's not much to say except I liked him as That's a little bit delayed. I mean, it's like I liked him as champion, but I mean that feels like a long time ago at this point.
But here's the thing.
I'll say this: I wanted him to beat Bryan Danielson. I didn't like that. I wanted him to beat Bryan Danielson. I didn't like that. I didn't like the ending to his run. But other than that, it was fine. I think he should have had a longer title run. Yeah.
Well, I agree with you because I'm going to tell you, I think out of all the champions we've had in the last several years, I think Swerve did a fantastic job, and I think Swerve knew how to hold the company at a certain level, more so than Moxley and more so than Adam Page, and I think because of where Swerve came from, I think it meant more to him than any other the guys. Because let's just face it, we know both Moxley and Adam Page have come from separate organizations.
Wait, I can't hear you now.
You can't hear me?
Oh wait, I think you were just a little bit far from the mic.
Oh. I'm going to say that Swerve Strickland came from the Indies, where he fought and clawed and beat up as many people as he can to get to where he was. And then when he got the opportunity, he ran with the ball and took it. And he is an underrated champion that I think...
Moxley didn't come from the Indies?
Swerve?
No, because you said that he came from other...
Well, he did at one point, and then he went to NXT. But he really, I mean, okay, he was on SmackDown for a little bit, but he really did not get the opportunity in WWE that he should have.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I think he told that story that he didn't understand why, Triple H wouldn't give him the ball.
Well, I'm going to tell you exactly why. And this is, and anybody can say this. there's too many Chiefs and not enough Indians in WWE. There's too many people that are on the radar for trying to be on the main roster. And I say this over and over again. When you come from NXT and you go to the main roster, for a lot of people, it's a kiss of death. There's only so many people that can. There's only so many people that can adapt to the main roster. Okay, how many people did I think was going to be on the main roster? Like Adam Cole. I thought Adam Cole was going to destroy the roster. Okay, he got matches on SmackDown, but they didn't use him as much as they did. Everybody thought Keith Lee was going to be a huge commodity in WWE. What they do? They got rid of him as quick as they fucking signed him. So this shows you that, like, all right. Here's my question to you: If you would have told me that Damian Priest was going to be a bigger star than both Adam Cole and Keith Lee, I would have said you're full of shit.
I would have said that too. But it's you have to. But look at the difference between Adam Cole, Keith Lee, and Damian Priest. Because Damian Priest wasn't an immediate hit. It took time. If you get a story / gimmick / fashion that gets over, then you use your talent to kind of build upon that. Unfortunately, on the main roster, Keith Lee didn't really get anything that could sustain his momentum. Adam Cole, I think they never really pulled the trigger with him to begin with. Also, I think that Keith Lee got injured. To be fair, he was often hurt. So that is what it is. You can't control that. And then COVID happened, things happened, and so. But I just think that Damian Priest is not necessarily that he was, because I agree with you. I wouldn't have guessed that he would have ended up more in a better position because I don't think he's technically as talented. But that doesn't really matter if you're given good material. And I think that Damian Priest was given better material. So
yeah, but also why Damian Priest is good is because WWE loves these guys that are so tall that they need these big guys. I'm going to also agree with this.
That's why Baron Corbin lasted as long as he did. NXT Adam Cole was best. I agree.
Yeah, the best version of Adam Cole was NXT. There hasn't been a moment. There has not been one moment except for the match with MJF. Besides that, there has not been a moment that I thought about NXT. Or I'm sorry, AEW.
I think he's got really bad storms going on there.
Yeah, you froze for a bit there, but we heard you. Anyways, we're at the main event, so we got Hangman Adam Page, the new world champion, teaming with Mark Briscoe and Powerhouse Hobbs, 1/3 of the Trios champion, the Ops, and they're taking on the Death Riders, so Moxley, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta. Yeah, so we know that Moxley just lost the title to
Hangman Page.
Yeah, my thing glitched there. But yeah, we know that he just lost the title to Hangman Adam Page, and so he's coming off. They're trying to get a little bit of a comeuppance, a little bit of get back. And so they're having their match. We did get to see Darby Allin again. So we still, it seems like Moxley and Darby are still going to have a match. A lot of people thought that Darby was going to be the one to take the title off Moxley. They did eventually go with Hangman, but it seems like we're still going to get that Darby and Moxley match because Darby kind of appears and he distracted Moxley, which allowed Page to basically hit Moxley with the buckshot. Yeah, and so he beats Moxley again. This is something that Ospreay actually spoke about in the promo that he had against Hangman. He's like, you're someone, you consistently beat Moxley. You've known how to do it. That's something that no one else for like a year has been able to do. And so we see it time and time again. Hangman is Moxley's kryptonite, which I think is an interesting kind of meta storyline going on there.
I like that. I hope they keep that part of the story going because you don't really... He's not the biggest guy on the roster. He's not the strongest guy on the roster, but he is a badass.
Yeah, and he's like pound for because Hangman is actually he's He's a pretty.
He's a thick guy.
He's not small. Yeah, he's thick and he's pretty tall. He's not a small guy. Moxley is really, really tall too. He used to be a lot more jacked than he is now, but he's still pretty jacked.
You know what? Sometimes people prefer the thickness over the height.
I agree. It's about like it's about like how the build kind of sits on you. Because sometimes being too big, like it just doesn't like you can look bloated. Oh, my birthday is yesterday.
Yeah, happy birthday,
happy belated, Alexis.
Happy late birthday.
Yeah. And then Zach said hello. Hi, Zach.
Somebody's got a birthday coming up over here on AEW.
Who?
That would be Mr. Old Man Withers over there.
Are we gonna sing happy birthday?
I've already planned a big trip share up to Vegas for my 40th.
Oh. Wait, have you been to Vegas before?
Never.
Oh, okay, yeah. It'll be a time. It's hot out there, by the way.
Huh?
It's hot out there.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about going to the pool, having some drinks, and chilling out.
Are you gonna gamble?
Very little. I told my brother's a gambler. I told my brother, I'm gonna maybe $100, and if I lose, I'm done.
I feel you. I went to Vegas once, and I won some money on the slots, lost it all at blackjack. So
yep, nope. How much you won on the slots?
I won about like $250 on the slots.
Oh, I would have been out as quick as you fucking gave me the money.
I should have.
Yep.
I was a rookie to the gambling, lost it all at blackjack, and they were like, "That's what you get. That's Vegas."
And you know how to play blackjack though?
I do, but they were cheating. That's the story I'm sticking to. They were cheating. That's a story. But yeah, that's the end of Dynamite. We can do our heated. We did a bunch of heated discussion throughout the show.
I know. I don't even know if we should even do this, but I mean, you know what?
Wait, hold on, Cactus Caitie. What was your topic? Let's do it, and then let's just do your topic.
What do you mean?
Because you picked the topic, right, for heated discussion?
No, I was just going with it. I figured.
I thought you said you did. Wait, I thought you said you did. Well, anyways,
I don't remember.
Well, maybe we skip it this time.
Yeah, maybe we'll. We talked so much heated discussion this week. We have gone over. I know Vincent has something else, but I think he's just kind of talked enough tonight. So
I do. Listen, you're right, Katie. I have, but I want to say something really quick, and we can talk about it really quick. Heated discussion. What I really want to talk about is we keep hearing about this from several sources, and several people online have said that Seth Rollins right now it's a fake angle for him being hurt. I do not believe that, and let me tell you, if it is true, shame on WWE for wanting to do this, because Seth Rollins is as hot as he has. Here's my question to you: if this is actually true, and that it's fake, why would you want to fake an angle with Seth Rollins being hurt when you just put the Money in the Bank on this guy?
I don't think that, or why would you do that? Well, the real answer is you shouldn't. I don't know why you would do that. Maybe you want to. I don't know. I don't know why they would do. I don't think that it's a work, though. I don't think that it's a work.
I don't think it's a work.
Or actually, I have a better question. Do you guys consider Seth Rollins to be injury prone?
Yes.
Yes.
He's too. I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, Seth Rollins is built up top. Okay, he has muscles, but Seth Rollins' legs are very, very brittle.
And he skips leg day?
Huh?
He skips leg day?
He skips leg day because I can't sit here and tell you how many times Seth Rollins has been out on an injury on a leg.
Is it his knee?
Always his knee.
Knee stuff can be tricky because unfortunately
that
sometimes
can be with your back. That can be with your back.
Stuff can be. Yeah. Back
it
stuff
can be triggered with your hip, your knee. All can come from your back.
I think back, knee, and ankle can.
And we don't know what it is.
Yep.
We just know it's his leg. We hope it's not a torn quad. We've seen enough of those.
Well, no.
said today it was real. Yeah, we saw that. I saw that interview. I think Vince brought it up too, where he said it's 100% real. Some people still, that's the thing. People just want to call everything a work. Not everything's a work. Wrestling is staged, yes, but it's very, very dangerous. People get hurt. Not everything's a work, guys.
But you go back and watch that angle. I mean, listen.
I watched it in slow motion.
You go back and watch that match with him and LA Knight. Okay?
You know what?
When he landed on his leg and he went to the corner, here's my question to you. What was the last move in the match that ended it?
He was doing some kind of
not the last move.
No.
The last move was not what actually hurt him.
No.
It was the jump off the wires that actually hurt him.
But what I'm trying to tell you is that when Seth Rollins came back and landed on his knee and he went to the corner, what was the last match? What was the last move that ended the match because they knew that he was hurt? What was the last move, Sheriff?
Oh, I thought that it was the Lion Salt. But you mean when he got hurt, but then he got back in the match and they ended it?
Yes. What was the move? What was the move that ended it?
Oh, I don't remember.
It was LA Knight doing his move because they knew that he was hurt.
I'm so glad that his mic went out during this comp part.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
What I was saying was...
Oh, there we go, yeah.
What I was saying was that they knew since Rollins was hurt, the referee signaled to LA Knight, go back and watch it because you can see it. They signaled to LA Knight. LA Knight ends the match and he wins. It was not supposed to end like that.
Oh, for sure. And that would only ever happen if the injury was legitimate. That's your point, right?
Yes.
I agree. I don't know why. I get it.
Listen, what am I living in different universe, Mad Dog? I'm just telling you what was plain as day saw.
Mad Dog, you think that the injury was well, no, because you said it. Yeah, no, the injury was legit. I think it was legit. I don't think that it wouldn't. I'll say this: if it's not legit, if it's a work, they're really fucking stupid. This is a really dumb work, but I just don't think that it's a work. That's that's really all I can say.
Yeah.
But right, guys. Thank you for the That was okay. No, that was a good topic for a heated discussion. We didn't play the intro, but we'll show it to. No, don't play it. We'll show it to you guys next time. We'll present the intro. We haven't showed it yet, but that's our new segment at the end of the show. Oh yeah. Speaking of shows, we have more shows here at the UPR network. We have the Mike Knox Show, hosted by Mike Knox, produced by Mike Knox. Not.
No, we do not have the Mike Knox Show anymore, but we do have the.
It says it right there.
Yeah, this needs to be updated.
I can't.
We have the rated review show on Monday nights. We have the NXT on Tuesday nights.
Wow.
We have Wednesday AEW. We have Thursday prediction show. We have Friday night nothing. Saturday we have some more prediction possibilities if we need to, and then we will have half of these aren't right, and then Sunday mornings we will have Sunday mornings we will have SmackDown, and then we start over every week. So but come back every week, catch us on Wednesday night. My name is Cactus Caitie. My co-hosts are the Sheriff and Venomous Vincent. We will see you guys next week. Good night.
Bye.